7 Lessons from Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari is a great book. But for me personally as a beginner, it was a bit heavy to understand the concepts and fundas Robin Sharma used to explain things. But after finally understanding what the book's trying to say, here are 7 good lessons that I think we all can benefit from the book. Number 1. Our mind is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. We should not let our mind be the master of ourselves. Because I feel mind after some time gets used to a specific pattern which becomes our behavior towards things around us. So it can get us stuck in a loop in life. We should always stop and introspect before reacting or jumping into conclusions. Number 2. The boundaries of your life are merely the creation of self. We often tend to set our own limitations, restrained to the risks of taking an action due to fear of failure. But remember, even not taking an action is a risk. We have to figure out our loss. A very good quote you might have come around in social media which says, "How far are you willing to go, if you know you would not fail?" Number 3. Everything is always created twice, first in the mind and then in reality. This line indicates the importance of planning. Plan your day before starting it. Even if you are able to accomplish 1 or 2 things as you planned, it's a good start and the road ahead will lead to a disciplined life. Number 4. It doesn't matter what other people say about you. What's important is what you say to yourself. We always have 3 personalities in us. First is how we think we are. Second is how others think we are. And third is how we actually are. So it doesn't matter how others think because they are not actually seeing you as yourself. Focus on building yourself and everything else will reflect. Number 5. Character is higher than intellect. In the Indian mythology of Ramayana, the Ravana, a bad guy who abducts Rama's wife and finally gets killed by Rama, was actually more powerful, intellectual and had mastered 64 forms of arts and sciences whereas Rama had mastered 32 of them. Ravana had 10 heads which resembled the intellect he had. The only difference between them was Rama's character. Rama was considered to be the Purushottam, which meant the highest in character a man can get. We might not be able to see the importance directly in real world, but people don't trust any man with less character. Number 6. Enlightened people are priority driven. Focus on the part where it says only enlightened people are priority driven. Because even if we set the priority, it is difficult to follow it that way. Our mind will surely tend to get moody and move us away from following what we decided and whatever priorities we set. For example, if you have some task which you should be doing now but you tend to procrastinate it, this is because you are taking actions based on your mood. Enlightened people do not depend on their mood, good or bad, happy or sad, they just get their job done. Let me repeat it, enlightened people do not depend on their mood. Number 7. The best time to plant a tree was 40 years ago. The second best time is today. If you ever feel that it's too late, you are making another excuse. To accomplish any goal, it doesn't require excuses, it requires action. And it's never too late to take an action provided it's toward the goal you want to achieve. You want an inspiration for this? Then look at people who training for marathons at their late 30s and even at 40. Life is too short to make excuses. Move and focus on to the next step. Another thing I would say I personally learned is don't look for happiness. Look for contentment or satisfaction. It's all about dopamine and serotonin and what you want to feed your body with. Take actions that make you content and not wanting more.